Hey guys, what is up? It is Lake here, coming at you with another video now. Today I'm going to be doing a video on somewhat of a PC video, kind of talking about the graphics card kind of shortages and the, stuff like that basically. It's just going to be about the cryptocurrency mining and such, because something did actually happen with the GPUs just yesterday, I think it was. That was pretty big step, and it's looking kind of up and up for some of the GPU manufacturers and the consumers that actually want to buy the cards. Now, first up, basically what happened yesterday is Nvidia on their site restocked their cards. The prices went from $699 for 1080 Ti, which it did sell out, but still it was on there for I'd say about a day before it sold out. A GTX 1080, just the regular variant, I think was $499 or $550. I think it was $499. The founders edition of the card was $499. We had the 1070 Ti going for $450, the 1070 going for $399, and the 1060 going for I think around $260, which is a pretty ideal price tag, because being able to get the 1080 Ti for about $700, which would mean you could get a pair of them for $1,400, which is $200 more than you could currently get one on Newegg for just one. So you're getting double the graphics card for the same price. Now there is a stock limit of 2 per card. It might even just be in general, just because they're not trying to have more of a shortage of GPUs, but they're Nvidia's taking their step to try to at least eliminate the giant crisis that has been happening with these GPUs, with crypto mining. It's kind of dropping, to be honest. The big ones like Bitcoin and such, which are no longer profitable in today's mining standards. That not even profitable anymore, so you never know. I just think that it's good that they're trying to push out new cards, because a lot of people have been trying to build PCs, especially people I know, and they've been paying almost $300 for a 1050 Ti 4GB graphics card, which is absolutely insane. When it launched, for $400 you should be able to get a 1070 or almost a 1070 Ti, which between the two, that's 2 steps up from a 1050 Ti, and it's pretty crazy that cards went up that high in price. I think, let's see, it's like $300. Actually, it's more equivalent to like a 1060, but still, the key here is hopefully this crisis is coming to an end. At least manufacturers are trying to push their stuff at regular prices, trying to do a restock. Some of these graphics cards are almost as hard to come across as like Supreme clothing, the Supreme drops, stuff like that. And yes, they're probably making a lot of money, but at the same time, graphics cards, you can tell that they're not trying to price fix. Just obviously because they've seen what's happened with the RAM companies that have been price fixing. If you haven't seen anything about that, there has been I think it was Samsung and a couple other manufacturers of actual RAM. I think it was Samsung and then 2 other, like Micron and something else. So 2 different manufacturers of these were mostly chip, actually the NAND flash that's used in RAM, those providers. Now yes, you can buy Samsung RAM, but we're talking just basically the NAND part, which usually gets sold to a provider like Gale, or Corsair, sorry, with some other ones, Kingston, stuff like that. It gets sold to them, and then they actually put it on a RAM, just a DIMM, which basically just is an array to put the NAND flash, so that it actually lines up, and all those pins on the bottom of RAM line up with the chip. Overall, the motherboard can actually use the data from all the chips, and it actually assigns kind of like a partition table. They're probably pre-partitioned. I'm not quite sure how they do it, but it's basically an array, like a RAID 0 kind of setup. It's not exactly how it is, but basically that's my understanding of how RAM works. And they have been price fixing that, which has caused GPUs to rise, because if you don't know, graphics cards use GDDR5. There's difference, sometimes there's less, but lately I'd probably say the modern standard for like a 1080, 1060, any of the Nvidia 10th gen lineup is about is GDDR5 RAM or GDDR5X RAM. So that has contributed to the prices of GPU rising because they're paying more for those NAND chips. And yes, they get it at a better discount than consumers, but that's because they're a giant manufacturer, and still every cent that the price goes up for them creating the card makes the price of the actual card become more expensive. So basically a whole bunch of factors have been in this. Obviously, crypto mining was probably the biggest. RAM spikes, which probably was caused because of the high demand for GPU and RAM, especially in the crypto mining phase. So now that we can actually, hopefully this lawsuit going towards Samsung, Micron, and forget the other company's name, but hopefully that lawsuit kind of tells the market, price fixing is not okay, and we need to start pushing product that's actually reasonable. Obviously, some of the community pushed it on themselves. The people actually mining and overbuying GPUs did it kind of to ourselves, but not all of us were miners. I'm not a miner, and I know a ton of people that play PC games are not a miner or are against mining because of the exact reason I was talking about today. So it's just good to see some of these PC parts become more accessible. Hopefully RAM, within the time of this lawsuit happening, probably the next couple months, it'll drop to like 150, 160 for 16 gig kit of DDR4, which isn't too bad, maybe even less depending on what they come up with. But when I bought my RAM last year at this same exact time, my RAM for 16 gigs of DDR4, I think it was 2600 megahertz RAM, was about $120. And just over the last year, you can pretty much find the same set for about $210 to $215. So that's pretty much almost almost double the price it was before, which is absolutely insane. It's a 100% increase, which is not okay, especially since the rise of PC gaming. A lot of people are PC gaming. A lot more people, a lot of younger people and such, are, instead of going for a console, are going towards PC. And for a while there, it was perfect. PCs were either you could build a extremely solid PC that played games on like 1080, 1080p-ish, for around $400. The price of like a PS4 Pro, or at the time, an Xbox One was almost $500, and a PS4 was about, I think it was $400. So you're paying about the same, even if you want $500, you're paying the same as an Xbox One, and you got a PC out of it and a lot of performance. And I just think that to go back to that would be great for just the community in general. And these part manufacturers got to understand that, if they keep rising their prices and making RAM almost half the budget of someone that's, trying to fight with a console, maybe someone can only afford around a console price, and a PC builder, a new PC builder's like, well, I want to buy a PC, but just between a RAM and graphics card alone, I'm already like $300, $400 above budget, which is absolutely insane. I know AMD and even Intel have some decent integrated graphics. Probably AMD is on the high end of that for integrated graphics, in my opinion, with their new, like the 2200G Ryzen 3, I think, and then the Ryzen 5 2400G. They come in with built-in Vega graphics. Now, obviously, it's not as great as like an actual Vega card, but that is to be expected. Obviously, it's integrated, but still, it's a good start. And they're trying to work on this problem. But the best case scenario is to drop those RAM prices, drop those GPU prices, and we'll be smooth sailing from there. So anyway, guys, that's my opinions. Obviously, you can tell I'm very passionate on this subject. I feel everyone should be able to afford a gaming PC, and that they should be able to pay almost the same, especially if their entry as a console on a gaming PC. I know some arguments will be like, well, you buy a $500 PC, then you gotta get a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. You're still paying another $100, $200 on peripherals, but same thing with an Xbox. You gotta buy controllers. You have to pay to play online. You have to buy still a desk or something to put your TV or monitor on. You still need to buy a monitor or TV. You're still paying that much anyway. So so those are just my thoughts on it. I just want to bring a quick video on this, and I just want to update you on the restock. There may be still some available. Just go to Nvidia's site, just type in Nvidia, and go to shop, and hopefully there's still some left for you. Probably around the 1060, 1070, 1050 Ti, 1070 Ti's, the GTX 1080 Ti's are out. As the last time I've checked, you could check again. 1080s were still in stock last time I checked. So yeah, and I mean the 11th series Nvidia cards are coming out soon, so maybe it'd be best just to hold off and wait for the 11th series. And even if you don't end up going with the 11th series because you don't think it's a big enough upgrade, you still can just buy a 10 series for less price. So those are just my opinions on it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, like, subscribe. I will see you in my next video guys. Peace out.